The Tennessee Valley has gone through a serious severe weather situation today. There's been a lot of rain and a very significant concern on flooding, but there's this weird thing where there's this spike of cape and there's this spike of atmosphere that's able to produce thunderstorm that looks like this. That's basically on top of Florence. That's in front of these thunderstorms that are developing, and I would give a low probability of a tornado warning within the next 3 hours. Low confidence, but the confidence is definitely getting higher. So we're gonna open up the live radar. All right. I'm going to transition to a safer area. Hold on. We're putting the live stream in a different spot. Just going upstairs a little bit closer to a tornado shelter, just in case it does come to fruition. However, I don't expect it being that serious. But our atmosphere here, looking for just a weird, overall weird situation. Let's talk about it. Coming in through here, we're going to use GWX to get a look at these storms. This is the Mississippi radar. So we can see the storms here a little bit better, and we're already having a storm that is threatening northern Alabama here. But just right off the bat, I mean, this is some serious convection that is just simply unwarned. I don't know the exact extent of the dangers of this convection, but there's for sure enough energy here where these storms are starting, and I don't think they're going to stop. There's definitely many areas of concern within this, and it's getting more and more organized. This is not what you want to hear. Let's talk about it. So, let me get my drawing tools out because the area of actual thunderstorms here that are dangerous is difficult to see. All right, but let me point out the individual cells at play, that what we're watching. There's one here. There's one here that we're watching as well. There's a bigger one that is a more immediate threat right here, with storms developing down here. And then this, which is an area of convection back in here, and this, which is another supercellular thing, and then a line of thunderstorms that stretches like this. And this is what you're kind of looking at. Difficult to see that. And there's also areas of embedded rotation like right in there. So if we get rid of this, I get so many flood warnings. Like, you just have to assume our atmosphere is rain cooled, but I'm afraid that is just simply not the case. There's still enough energy that we need to be aware here. So we're going to turn on velocity, and I'm seeing many little wiggly areas, and this could get tornado warned. Right in here. There's the area of rotation. Super weak stuff. More bigger gust out here, but let's talk about what's going on right now, which is this area of rotation here. So super difficult to tell where it's at. I'm going to go to reflectivity, and it's right here is the area that we're watching. Right in there. Yeah, and it's just inside this thunderstorm. So take out the drawing tools. We're going to get in with it. Here's your potential area of rotation, not warned yet, and it's just heading in this general direction. So, Winston County, all right, down the road it's going to get to Hartselle, all right, down the road it's going to get to Hartselle, but you still have a lot of time if you're in Hartselle, a lot of time. So we're just watching the storms right now. They're strengthening in this weird environment that was unexpected, but they are strengthening in this set environment. And I think this is the actual. We're going to see severe weather today. Significant severe weather in the Athens and Huntsville area, Decatur area, Madison area is going to be because of this. So let's get a good look at this. So cameras that I have available right now that are high enough quality for me to show on the channel, or some positioned in Decatur. There's one right here. All right, this is the Madison camera. All right, there's one right here, which is a little bit of a different camera. This is your Athens camera. There is also one positioned here. This is Memorial Parkway. And there's also a camera position here, the Space and Rocket Center. All right. Now notice where your thunderstorms are and kind of where they're tracking. So as you can see, these cameras are going to become useful in a little bit. Now this storm itself, you can tell by the shape of its V that it's going in this direction over this area where there hasn't been a lot of rain in the past 30 minutes. Same thing up here. It looks like there's rain. Really, this is just a little thunderstorm going through. This is your actual area of energy. And this area of energy has so much lift that it's actually bringing up this spike of cape that looks like this, that just entered the Athens area. So it's a super complicated setup. Florence, here, let's do some old clears. We got some updates coming in. I think that's a new frame. No, it isn't. All right, so let's talk about this. If you're in Florence, you're technically in the Old Clear. Colbert County, you're in the Old Clear. Franklin County, you're not. There's still this area right here that we're watching, but other than that, you're in the Old Clear. And this cell's also taking a merger that will merge with it this way, and then it might also get left behind from this outflow boundary here that's supporting these thunderstorms. And this kind of stretches all the way up. You'll notice that this area is still extremely rain cooled. So it's going to take a while for our temperatures to get back to 64, 63 degrees here. It says 66. It's really not. It's going to take a lot of energy. And like I said, it's going to be that spike of cape. It's literally this thin. This is how thin the spike is. That's fueling the thunderstorms. It's moving this way. So once you get into this, your moisture is going to dramatically increase. And then that's what the storms are feeding off of. Also got a cell down here. So let's time this one out. I can't really time it out. I don't have that feature, but here's the shape of the cell, and it's not the most concerning storm I've ever seen, but that's the shape of it. So what it's looking like is that it's trying to take an inflow, and it's been taking an inflow now for several hours. But it looks like that outflow is starting to succeed, and there's almost a little bit of a battle going on right in here. So we're going to have to watch that. That's where a possible tornado would occur. And I'm just going to draw a straight line. So this is the general track of this thunderstorm, is in this direction. You just got to watch that. We'll move this radar north, and you can see thunderstorms really starting to pop off here and starting to merge together. If I zoom out, you can tell that that's an obvious area of concern later on. Bigger thunderstorms to our south, but I don't know, guys. These are looking pretty nasty too. So let's get some cameras. Yeah, these storms are just steadily tracking in this direction. I think that this is we're not getting a very good look at these storms. It's going to be hard to tell what's going on inside of them. But I think our most concerning storms right now for immediate tornado warning would be this and then this would be our most concerning storms right now. Now, would I say number one goes to this one right here, all right? Because it's definitely taking an inflow. Now, is that inflow warm and moist? Probably not. But it's taking in something that's giving it that curved look. And once that starts happening, I'm starting to see several rear flank downdrafts starting to develop inside the storm. And so there's going to be several areas of rotation along the base of this. And this is just heading directly in this direction. However, it's going towards a more rain-cooled atmosphere, so we'll see how it handles that. For heavy rain, once this passes, your severe weather threat is over. So I think we're going to switch to HTX just to look at this new storm that's coming in. What I don't like about HTX is the fact that it's going to be super difficult to see these in a high quality form. However, we're going to be able to see them, which is what matters. Yeah, definitely some cells down here that are starting to develop, but this main cluster of thunderstorm is what we're really worried about. And I do have like I said, I have cameras in Athens and Decatur and stuff. So let's take a look at those cameras, if we can. It's gonna be a long night. Severe weather hasn't really been that bad today. It's just I'm being super over cautious, but you can really see the base here of these thunderstorms on East Limestone too. Definitely got a lot of coverage in Limestone County. That might be it right there. See if we see any lightning. Yeah, so we're gonna watch this camera for a little bit. What you're watching, I think, is that black streak. Might be the edge of it. Or I think the area that of concern, yeah, there's definitely some lightning here. This thunderstorm is looking very concerning, and it's happening very quickly to the thunderstorm. So as you see, wind's backing out of the south. It's not incredibly strong yet. There is this creepy area right here, which is creeping me out. I don't know what this is right in here, but for sure a stronger thunderstorm going on. It might also be behind this camera. I'm not too sure. No, it's back in here. Yeah, here's where your stronger storm is. Your cells are back down here, and then this is one of your stronger storms. And then all in between here is a damaging wind threat. It kind of arcs like this. So we're just going to watch this. Like I said, this isn't a crazy severe weather threat. Like if this was just happening on a day, and there wasn't like a threat for other things, which is why we were under a moderate risk. This would just be like a marginal risk, but it's a risk either way. A lot of rain cooling is going on, but the storm itself is strong, and we may have just lost connection there. Definitely some lightning back in here. I'm noticing a lot of lightning back in here. Off the camera. And we're probably just looking south. Well, the wind's going this way. So I guess we're just looking straight towards the thunderstorms. Is this them? I don't know. This might be them. It might also be behind that. No, I'm pretty sure this is it right here. Looks pretty intense. You have a lot of, like, look at your clouds, how fast they're going this way. Looks very intense. There's definitely something back in here. What is this? This looks so concerning. What is this? I'm sure it's not a nighttime tornado. It looks like a tornado, though. A big one. What is this? That's for sure a tornado. Is this a tornado? No, this is reflection between two raindrops. Like here's 3 raindrops, and then here's the reflection. Oh, tornado. Is it though? This camera is so weird. There could be a tornado out here. It's not incredible lightning, but there's some associated with this thunderstorm. We got some cars back here. These people need to be taking shelter or not even driving because there's a flood warning right now. But they're out and about. Looks like this big thunderstorm over here is moving away. Yeah, there's definitely a base here, a rain-free base. Whatever happening right now is happening extremely quickly, and I'm very concerned about it because I can tell there's rotation here. Look how fast the clouds are moving around. Look at the movement on the base of this thunderstorm. Like if I go out, you can really just see that movement at the base of this thunderstorm. And that probably shows up on East Limestone. Well, this is East Limestone 1. This is getting a very good view of it. Definitely a shelf cloud here in the distance. A pretty big one. You can really see that big band approaching of wind. We just gotta watch this. Let's look at our camera space and rocket center. Face towards the thunderstorms. Could we get lightning in the distance? If we get lightning in the distance, I want it to illuminate some of the features here of this particular thunderstorm. So we're watching this area for tornadoes. Or just like something like this where you'll see the edge of it and then whoop, and it'll go deep, and then back up. Looking for stuff like that. I don't even think there's enough lightning to reveal that. This is Huntsville, I think. Is this Huntsville or are these the rockets? Is this that big intersection? I can't tell. No, this is the mountain in the back, isn't it? Yeah, we're faced the wrong way. We're faced the wrong way. That's why we're not seeing lightning. Let's take a look at the Athens camera. A little bit closer to these thunderstorms. Still not incredibly close. Like I said, we're watching back in here for anything. Definitely a stronger thunderstorm out here. Also, look at all this emergency crew here. Look at there's a lot of motion here. Right here, this is coming over Athens. A lot of motion. Not seeing incredible amounts of lightning that's lighting up the storm, which would be great. I'm just seeing more of a bleak black cloud that's just skidding across the atmosphere. There's probably, oh, there's one. That might actually be a power flash. That was right in here. And up here. Yeah, there's definitely a thunderstorm right here. And we're going to watch it hit this camera. How about that? How about that for entertainment? We're going to watch the thunderstorm hit the camera. It's a little far away, though. Here's Huntsville International Airport. Just looking at this right in here. Look how low and scuddy these clouds are. Like, look at all the breaks in them, and they're just kind of hanging ghostly like this. Watching back in here for any lightning. There is some lightning back in there, illuminating the storm. Camera cuts out sometimes. Can't see too much right now. When this starts to get closer to Athens, I'll pull back up the camera again. Because I want to see this if there is a tornado. Okay, before we go, we're going to check the East Limestone camera one more time. That's enough of that. The storms haven't closed in yet. When the storm gets into main town Athens, I'll pull up the Athens camera. But it's not there yet. It's taken a lot to rain cool this atmosphere that we built up all day. Yeah, still showing these intense thunderstorms moving into Athens. This is some intense stuff. Like, really intense. There's even a broken supercell or something down here. A lot of rain with this. A lot of heavy rain. Still, though, we're watching for areas of rotation. Can't rule that crap out. Happens all the time with these storms. A little kinky winky down here near Haleyville. But let me check some parameters. There's this area right in here. It's really weak and above the ground, but this was probably that motion that we were seeing. So we're going to look at this and kind of show you where it's at. All right, you have wind going towards and wind going away. And then kind of like this. So there's definitely something right there. It's not incredibly intense. But it's interesting, nonetheless. And there's definitely a band of wind with this. Let's look at the wind. There's definitely a thing of wind. A little bit of inflow coming here, though, which is able to create this. Mixing with that outflow. This is just going to move due west. Maybe a little south. A little kinky back in here. Let's look at the mesoscale for right now. See if these storms even have a chance. Is this right now? Yeah, a little area of supercell composite in here. Still some wind here. We got anybody in the chat? Anybody watching? Say this is great in the chat. I don't think there's anybody watching, but say it's great in the chat. See, W's in the chat. Do it. Now. Why aren't you doing it? Crazy. We're booting up the old WX. Elon Musk. Okay, so Joshua T and Elon Musk are the two laziest people in the world. Joshua T made an entire weather analyzing radar app for major app stores with only 2 letters. WX is the name. Elon Musk went a step further. He saw this, it got expired, and just made X because the W was too much. He just took off the W and he just made X. So, both great programs. I have nothing bad to say. My WX is taking a long time to boot up. I'm going to reload it. It's not even responding. Chromebooks are terrible creatures, friends. Don't buy any. This is not what we want during severe weather. Somebody put something in the chat. Oh, okay. Well. Have you guys ever seen a skibbity tornado? Like, has that ever happened? Whoever's watching this, have you ever seen a tornado in a skibbity way? Sounds really disgusting, doesn't it? I know. And very cringy indeed. But I think that's what's going on here. I'm kidding. I'm just going to actually overview the severe weather for once. For God's sakes, there's no skibbity tornadoes. I know when you get grilled for this. Why were you playing around during severe weather event? My grandpa is a severe weather event. What? Flood warnings for all in northern Alabama. We're just going to have this thing boot up. Looks like we have a rain here. That's about all it is. Like, again, though, inflow starts getting into this, and you'll start having problems, for real. This storm has just looked the same. It's the most boring thunderstorm. It's looked the same its entire life. This one has, but this one really, it's just weakening. And of course, you always have that extremely tiny, minuscule area of rotation down here that's hurting or doing nothing. It's a classic. But we're going to switch to GWX, and then, oh my god, the glitch really has to happen over where the possible tornadoes can happen. Like, really. Transition. We're going to go to BMX and look at these tread-out warnings. Several. Oh, not a tornado. Oh, right next there to the radar site. But there's a massive gust of wind. You could see it. It looks like a finger. Like this big curling gust of wind that's just going to slam into